guys, yes, I'm aware that the screen is black, but because I'm reading, and when I'm reading, I don't want my face to be shown, purely because of the fact that when I'm reading, like, my face looks funny, so I'm reading Sapphire by the Sea, if you can't even tell by the title. It's a good book. I am on chapter 5, and I'm going to start from the beginning, so, like, you can have the full of the story, because it's like, I don't know how many pages long. Let me just check. It is like nearly 400 pages long. And it's just like, it's a good book. So let's get started. Sorry, I've got a bad cough. My name is Sapphire Battersea. Doesn't that sound beautiful? I've read it over and over again on the covers of this private notebook. I stitch a secret SB inside the neck of my uniform. I stir a swirly SB into the soup when I am helping the cook. I scrub a soapy SB when I am cleaning the floor. I whisper my own name in bed at night in the freezing dormitory, and my breath rises and forms letters in the dark. I am Sapphire Battersea, but nobody calls me by my real name, not even my dear mother. Mama chose to call me Sapphire because my eyes were so blue when I was born, but even she calls me Hetty now. I'm not Hetty, it's a stupid name, it's a hateful foundling label. I hate the way they change all our names, making them up randomly. They don't sound like real names. Hetty Feather, it's ridiculous. You could have had worse, said Mama. Just think, you could have been Grizzle Grump. Poor Grizzle is a girl in Eliza's year at the foundling hospital. Everyone calls her Gristle, and consequently, she's always a grump, like her name. Sapphire is so elegant, so romantic. It's a perfect name for a writer, I said, singing it in the air with a flourish. Let's hope you become one then, said Mama, a little tartly. You wait and see. I will publish my memoirs and make our fortune. Miss Smith will help me. My story will be turned into a proper book with gold lettering and a fancy picture on the front, just like all our own. Sarah Smith's stories by the Religious Act. I'm sure your stories will be suitable for religious press, Hetty, said Mama, laughing. Sapphire, why won't you call me by my true name, the one you chose for me? I suppose Hetty has become a bit of a habit, dear, said Mama, tweaking my red plait. I always call you Mama when you're alone, I said, a little hurt. Yes, but I wish you wouldn't. It's a tempting fate. One slip in front of the other, in front of the others, and we're done for, said Mama, and she pulled me close. I will never slip, Mama, I swore fervently. No one will ever find out that you are my real mother. I hadn't known myself for the first 10 long years of my life. Poor Mama had been forced to give me up to the foundling hospital when I was a little baby because she had no means of supporting me. I was soon fostered out to the country. I lived with a kind family. I loved my foster mother and father and all my foster siblings. I especially adored my foster brother Jem. I had hero worshipped him. I treasured the silver sixpence he had given me when I was taken off to the foundling hospital at 5 years old. He promised he'd wait for me and marry me one day. I was so little and stupid I actually believed him, until young Eliza arrived at the hospital from the same foster home 5 years later. She prattled away about her dear Jem. I found out that he'd made exactly the same empty promises to her. I couldn't forgive him. I decided to put him out of my mind forever. I found the rigid life of the hospital horribly hard. Some of the nurses were kind, but the 2 matrons were excessively cruel. I suffered from the attentions of matron Pigface Peters when I was small, and of matron Stinking Bottomley when I went in to the seniors. They each went out of their way to punish and humiliate me. I hated them both. I found it difficult to make friends with the other girls too. I made downright enemies of Sheila and Monica. When Polly came to hospital, we were like soulmates, but she was adopted by rich folk, and we never saw each other again. My only true friend was Ida, the kitchen maid. I ran away from the hospital on Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee, and when I came back, Ida was so overwhelmed that she called me her own child when she hugged me. I could scarcely believe it. Ida was my true birth mother. She had skivvied and slaved at the foundling hospital for years just so that she could get a glimpse of me every day. She slipped me an extra potato at dinner or sprinkled secret sugar on my breakfast porridge. She'd always had a smile or a kind word and helped me to blossom into that bleak institutional world. When I became aware of the wondrous truth of our relationship, my whole life changed. I cannot say I became an exemplary foundling, whether I am Sapphire or Hetty. I still have a temper that lives up to my flaming red hair, but whenever matron stinking bottomley slapped me for impertinence and forced me to scrub the whole length of the hall, I knew Mama was nearby watching and waiting, burning with sympathy. She caught my across the crowded dining room at mealtimes, and I'd feel calmed. Pardon me. Sometimes, when everyone slept in the dormitory, I dared creep out of the door, along the shadowy landing, down the great stairs, through kitchens that still smelled of stewed mutton and rice pudding, along the winding corridor to Mamma's own tiny bedroom. I opened the door, and she'd leap up from her bed and hug me hard. We'd sit together and whisper well into the night. Sometimes we'd lie close together on Mamma's narrow bed, clasping each other close. I'd trace her dear face in the dark, and she'd wind my long plaits around her own neck. We'd feel utterly united, making up for all those many years we'd lived apart. But then, I can hardly bear to write it. It was all because of Sheila. She was always a light sleeper. She must awake when I crept through the long dormitory. She didn't call out. She lay there, waiting, and then slid stealthily out of her bed, intent on following me, the sly cat. She was so furtive and silent on her bare feet that I didn't hear her padding behind me. I didn't notice the creak of the stairs as she followed me down to the ground floor. They stole along behind me all the way to Mamma's room. I wonder how long she waited outside, her ear to the door. Suddenly she burst in upon us, as Mamma and I cuddled close in fond embrace, clearly visible in the flickering candlelight. "Whatever are you doing, Hettyfeather?" she exclaimed. "Why are you lying there with Ida?" "Go away! Get out of Mamma's room!" I cried in furious passion. "Mamma's room," said Sheila. It is just Hetty's little game," Mamma said quickly, giving me a shake. But Sheila was no fool. "You are Hetty's mother," she said. "No," like Ida said, "it's just my silly game," I declared, springing off the bed. Sheila was still staring open-mouthed. "Yes, now I see it," she darted between us, staring rudely. "You two are alike. You're both so small and slight, and you both have blue eyes. Oh my goodness, how extraordinary." "Have you known all this time, Hetty? I never thought you could keep such secrets so long," she said. It was no use denying it further. "It's the most private, precious secret. If you dare breathe a word of this to anyone, I'll tear out your tattletale tongue and feed it to the pigs," I said. Temper," said Sheila, eyes gleaming. "So what will you do for me to keep me sweet and silent?" This isn't a schoolgirl game, Sheila," said Mamma, getting out of bed and gripping her by the shoulders. "I haven't lived this life year after year to have it carelessly destroyed by a spiteful girl." And that's all I'm going to read because my camera is actually dying. So I hope you enjoyed that first bit of the book. I will read it until it is complete. And if you didn't understand it, I will try explain it in the comments down below. But yeah, if you have the book at home, you can follow along. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to become a member of my unicorn squad. #goals. Bye. See you next Monday.